She meant is the tea good?
Hey everybody, TikTok glitched on us, and so now we're re-recording part 6. And where we left off on part 5, I remember correctly, because it's been actually a little bit of time, and Sherry got some tea, which she is enjoying right here. Yes, I make the best tea. I
He
just
does.
make the best tea, hands down.
He really does.
But I said a little prayer, and then I got out of there because we had agreed to be celibate until we were married, and so I needed to go because things were getting a little too hot and heavy. So I needed to go. So I put a stop to everything, and we took off. And then I got to meet your stepmom.
Yeah, so I took him to meet my stepmother because I needed Reverend Thomas's number. And then, so like the next day, I was like, hey, I texted her. I was like, can I have Reverend Thomas's number? And I really felt like she was going to know what it was all about because I never really took a whole lot of people around my family. So I think a lot of them thought that either I was gay or that I never had a boyfriend ever. True story. So anyway, I knew that she would know if I was like bringing somebody to meet her that like it was somebody.
It was serious,
Yeah. So anyway, I asked for Reverend Thomas's number. She gave me the number. Called Reverend Thomas, told her what was going on. That my father always wanted to marry me. Blah blah blah. You're the closest thing we could come to that. And I knew she wanted to have a counseling session with us. So we met up with her. We had a counseling session, and she deemed us like okay, like that you guys aren't crazy. Because she knew, like, we told her, how quick it had been.
Yeah, and she needed to make sure that I wasn't some knucklehead that was just trying to take advantage of somebody
Because at this point, it had been, like, less than 3 weeks. I mean, it had been, like, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Since we had known each other.
3.5 weeks, maybe.
And then
like that. Yeah.
you were going to see a preacher. And we were totally transparent with her.
Look at it this way. It's different than two people getting drunk in Vegas and going the same day to a wedding parlor and just getting married and instantly regretting it. We did think it through.
But even those people, some of those people are still married. They are.
They are. Which proves that miracles do happen.
So we had this session with her, and we were picking a date, that this could happen. And the date that we picked, there was one problem. There was going to be a flea market at the church. Guess who was in charge of the flea market? My stepmother. So we had to tell her because it truly was just going to be me and him at the altar with the preacher. We were going to be in our jeans, and we were just going to be done, right?
That's it.
But so now I had to tell my stepmother because we'd have been showing up at the church, and she would have been looking at us like,
what are y'all doing here?
What are you guys doing here?
Uh-huh.
So I spilled the beans. I told her, I said, you could come, blah, 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 and, be our witness, even though we didn't really need a witness. But she was like, really wanting to plan a celebration. And I'm like, no, really, it's going to be a stressless wedding. But she hadn't had like many reasons to celebrate, like since my father had died 2 years prior. So she wanted to invite people. And I'm like, no, because then if we invite people, we got to feed them. She's like, well, if I buy you a cake, you don't have to worry about it. And I'm like, we don't want a cake. Anyway, so it was just going to be us. In the end, there were like 7 people there.
Yeah.
There was like a deacon on site at the church who came. I eventually told my mother the day before. She wasn't happy about it. She actually had my brother call me and was like, are you crazy? You can't do this. You don't know him.
I'm her favorite person. How does that work?
Because you're so wonderful.
Especially when she has a problem with her computer.
He's everybody's favorite person when they have a problem with their computer. It's not just her. Anyway, so I don't know where I was in the story.
There were 7 people there.
There were 7 people there. I feel like I'm leaving something out though.
Your photography mentor was there and took pictures for the historical record.
For the historical record.
Because you're into that kind of thing.
Because I'm into that kind of thing.
Yes.
I am.
And
so,
also,
yes.
she farted. She farted. At one point, I smelled something and I just
farted.
figured whatever. And then she was giggling and I said, what's so funny? What happened? And she leaned over and she said, I farted. And I looked back and I said, I know.
At this point,
it was a great moment because she farted, and then her mom was like, "What's so funny? What are y'all laughing at?" It was like, inside joke, Nobody else seemed to have smelled it.
This was like maybe 10 minutes after we had been pronounced man and
exactly.
wife.
It was the most random thing. We don't know what she ate, but apparently she couldn't
Something
hold it. It
made
didn't
me
make a
gassy.
sound.
Right.
It was one of those silent killers, that just
You
sneaks up
didn't
on
die.
you. No, I
I
didn't
didn't kill
die.
you.
I'm still here.
He's still here. So it
it
wasn't that
it
bad.
burned off my nose hairs, but
Anyway, listen, if you guys want to get married, that's part of what marriage is. It's Bill's responsibility and farts. And
yes,
you're going to smell.
the title of her memoir we said in the first recording is "There Will Be Farts."
There will be farts. That's the name. That's it.
That's it.
Bestseller right
Amazon
there.
bestseller.
There will be farts. Anyway, so we got married, took some pictures. We never actually posted the pictures or anything.
Yeah.
And nobody even believed this when we actually announced it that we got married.
Because we announced it on April Fool's Day, her birthday. So everybody thought it was a joke.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was a joke, and then they found out it was serious. And then, so we got married. We went and had some sushi. That was our reception. And then
Shout out to Fat Salmon in downtown Philly.
Fat Salmon.
Yeah.
And then we went home and had a consummation ceremony. He's acting like he wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, I just disagree with you having to announce it in such a flashy way. It's
not flashy.
Yeah, a consummation ceremony.
Celebratory. It was a moment of celebration.
There was no ceremony.
Heaven rejoiced.
There was no ceremony.
Sex is holy.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying that it wasn't a ceremony.
Sex is holy.
There was no reading of a
Heaven celebrate.
There was no
We don't know.
There
We
was
weren't
no
in
trumpet.
heaven. We weren't there.
Exactly. We don't know.
We don't know
if it was a ceremony. So how are you declaring
it was a ceremony here? We're talking about the troll and the the scroll and the trumpets. We don't.
Troll and the trumpet.
We don't know what happened in heaven. All I know is Jesus was pleased. God was glorified, and in our waiting. So if you want to get married, and you're a little bit older, because we were 46 and 47 when we got married, and we abstained from sex until we were actually husband and wife. You can do that.
Yeah, it's possible.
Just because you've had sex in the past for many years or whatever, doesn't mean that you can't then wait with your husband. So
self-control. So important.
And then leave when you gotta leave. You know what I mean?
Gotta get up out of
that
there.
time we were necking, and then he
prayed
prayed and then left or whatever.
Had to go.
You had to go. You gotta go.
Gotta go.
Anyway, and then so then we were
married. Yes.
It was good.
And we got married 6 weeks to the day after we met. We met on February 2nd. We got married on March 16th, exactly 6 weeks later. And today is the 15th of March, 2025. Tomorrow is our 6th anniversary. So we are celebrating 6 years of marriage. And I still like this woman.
I still like him.
She's good for me.
I like him a whole lot.
We made it through the pandemic together, so something was right, because a lot of folk didn't make it through the pandemic and are still together.
Yeah.
Because they've discovered that they really don't like each other. But I like her.
He likes me.
Yeah.
He really, really likes me.
Yeah,
I feel like we're leaving something out, because I feel like we recorded part 6 before, and then the sound went out.
Yeah, the sound went out. And so it was like we were just moving our lips, and it was just silent. And it's just like, oh, we got to re-record this. So,
but there's some things that we left out, like the part about there was an angel involved.
Yeah, we'll do that in a different video, because that's another 10-minute video. And we didn't want this to be like, binge-worthy, streaming service. You know what I'm saying?
But it is binge-worthy.
It is, but the angel story is kind of special, so that can be like an offshoot type thing. So that was cool. And then she had a moment where she was like doubting the whole thing and almost had cold feet. So we'll talk about that too. But
the angel appeared.
Yeah, exactly. and got her right. Okay? That's a recurring theme in this whole story. God got her right a couple times.
God got me right.
Got her right.
I'm glad he got me right.
That's right. I'm glad he got you right too.
Would you guys like to see us kiss before we end this?
Why?
I feel like they need to see us.
You need to see us kiss? All right, it's 9 minutes and 7 seconds. Come here. There you go. All right, okay, before the time runs out again. And TikTok, act right this time. Don't be messing up on us. I'll punch this phone.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to our story. We'll see you in...
We have more stories to come.
We'll see you at year 12, when it's been another 6 years. And hopefully the story will be shorter. It probably won't, but one can hope. But thank you so much, guys. See you soon.